You have equity in your home. You built it, year by year, payment by payment. It's yours, it's real, and it's probably the most valuable thing you own. There is currently $34 trillion of equity sitting in homes across America right now, and the federal government is $39 trillion in debt. Let that sink in for a minute. Part 1. Let's make this number human. That debt was created by the government spending more than it collected in taxes, and then it borrowed the difference. They borrow it by issuing bonds, which anyone can buy. But first, some perspective on these numbers. Here's how big $39 trillion actually is. If you spent $1 million a day, every single day, from the moment Julius Caesar got stabbed on the Senate floor all the way to this morning, you still wouldn't have spent $39 trillion. Not even close. 2,000 years of spending $1 million a day, and you're not there yet. That's the number we're living with. But the number that should actually bother you isn't the $39 trillion. It's this. Last year, the United States paid nearly $1 trillion just in interest on that debt. And just so we're clear, that money's not disappearing into some black hole. It's getting paid out to whoever owns the debt. Think pension funds, retirement accounts, banks, insurance companies, foreign governments, anybody holding U.S. treasuries. It's like making the minimum payment on a credit card the size of the entire American economy, except the bill keeps growing every single month no matter what you do. $1 trillion a year in interest is now the new normal. That interest bill works out to about $7,300 per household. Every year, just in interest. You never see that bill directly, but it's there, like a roommate who maxed out a credit card in your name and then moved out and left you to deal with it. Part 2. How did we get here? I know this part sounds dry, but it matters. Just give me a minute. We're reading the map so we know the terrain we're in. I'm not going to pin this on one party. Both parties did this. Every version of leadership we've had for the last 20+ years looked at the gap between what we spend and what we bring in. Every time they get close to the limit on how much they can borrow, they raise it. Not once, not twice, dozens of times. Hit the ceiling, move the ceiling, keep going. Republican, Democrat, it didn't matter. Nobody actually stopped and fixed it. Since 2002, the government has spent more than it collected. Every single year. No reset, no correction, just a growing gap. So how do you cover that? You borrow. That's what the national debt actually is. It's all the years we didn't make up the difference. So now you've got this massive pile of debt sitting there. Here's the part people don't really think about. That debt isn't just a number, it's a bill, and it comes with interest. And that interest gets paid no matter what. You don't vote on it. It's not optional. It doesn't get negotiated down. You see where this is going, right? Subscribe. We break down the thing behind the thing in plain English for people who deserve to know what's actually going on. Now, back to it, because it gets more personal from here. Part 3. The number next to the number and how you fit in. So we're back to the ridiculously stupid number, $39 trillion in debt, and $34 trillion sitting in your house. Here's what I know about governments that need money. They don't announce what they're looking for. They float ideas. They have policy discussions. They propose things that sound like they might actually help you. And then, slowly, the math moves in a direction that benefits people with more and costs people with less. Right now, the single largest pool of wealth sitting in American hands is the $34 trillion in home equity, built by people who showed up, made their payments, and did everything they were told to do to get ahead. That's where the money is. And governments that need money eventually find their way to where the money is. They don't take it, they design around it. Here's what that looks like in real life. Mike and his student loans. Mike's in his mid-30s. He did everything right, but he's still carrying about 80 grand in student loans that just never seem to move. Rates are high, payments annoying, always there in the background. He finally buys his first house. A couple years go by, values go up, and now he's got real equity. It's the first time in his life he actually feels ahead. Then his bank calls. Not aggressive, just helpful. Hey, you've got options now. You could roll that student debt into a home equity line of credit. Lower rate, one payment, you know the pitch. And it makes sense. It actually does make sense. So he goes for it, the student loans disappear, and it feels like a win. What he doesn't really sit with is that the debt didn't go away. It moved. Now it's tied to his house. And the second he did that, money started moving. The loan gets issued. Old balances get paid off. There's fees, interest, transactions. All of it flows through the system. All of it taxable somewhere. Nobody forced him. He just did what made sense. And there it is. Carla and her kitchen. Carla's been in her place for 10 years. The kitchen's dated, cabinets are shot, and she's been talking about fixing it forever. Now she's got equity and a lot more than she expected. She starts seeing it everywhere. Use your equity, invest in your home, unlock what you've built. So she runs the numbers. She can pull some money out, fix everything, finally make the place how she wants it. She takes out a home equity loan. She found a solid contractor and the kitchen came out better than she expected. The house now looks and feels great. But that equity she had sitting there, it's gone now. It's been turned into spending. The contractors got paid, the materials were bought, the permits got filed. Every step of that, money moving, getting taxed, and feeding right back into the system. As expected. Retired Ray and the cost of living. Ray's in his 70s. He's been in the same house for decades, and it's paid off. If you asked him a few years ago, he'd tell you he did all right. Kept the place, stayed out of trouble, built something real. The problem is, everything around him kept moving, and his income didn't. Groceries are up, insurance is up, little things here and there that never used to matter now do. Nothing dramatic, but just enough that he's paying closer attention than he used to. It actually comes up casually at first. His daughter mentions it, then he sees something about it, then the bank brings it up when he's in there one day. They tell him, "Look, you've got all this value sitting in the house, no monthly payments. Why not set up a reverse mortgage? Access what you've already built, give yourself some cushion for everyday expenses," they suggest. And it makes sense to him. He's not trying to get ahead at this point. He's just trying to stay where he is without feeling squeezed every month. So he does it. Now there's money coming in. It helps and actually makes things easier day to day. It takes some of that pressure off. Whether he thinks about it or not, the money's coming out of the house. It's not extra. It's pulling from what was sitting there. And as he uses it, that equity starts to come down. It's like pulling from something that isn't getting filled back up. On top of that, there's interest building over time. Not something he feels right away, but it's adding on, year after year. So that house that used to just be his, paid off, sitting there, slowly turns into something else. Something that's being drawn down over time. And when it's done, whether that's because he moves or passes, the house gets sold to settle it. Nothing went wrong. Nobody tricked him. It was all his decision. Right? Part 4. Why this is already your problem. When the government is paying that much in interest every year, that money is already spoken for. It's going out the door to bondholders before anything else gets touched. So everything else is working with what's left. You see it in schools with fewer programs, bigger classes, and support getting thinner. The system gets stretched. It's obvious in the crumbling roads that just get patched over and over, never fully redone. Or in the aging bridges whose repairs get moved to the next budget season, again. If you've ever had to deal with anything like SNAP, school lunches, housing help, or Medicaid, it's all still there. It just gets harder to qualify for now. The benefit doesn't go as far, and receiving it takes longer. Then your local government starts making up the difference. Property taxes creep up, new fees show up, permits cost more and take longer to get, or services get cut and you deal with it yourself. At the same time, everything on your side gets more expensive. Borrowing costs more, insurance costs more, carrying anything costs more. So you've got more money leaving your side and less coming back, in the form of things you actually need. Nobody stands up and announces that. It just shows up, piece by piece, in the things you deal with every day. 200 years. That's how long it took this country to run up its first $1 trillion in debt. We now pay more than that every single year just in interest. And Congress just raised the ceiling by another $5 trillion. The number is so big, so abstract, that it's easy to ignore. But you can't. You're already paying for it. And now it's clear how. I'm going to keep making videos like this. Not doom, not panic, not investment advice. Just the thing behind the thing, explained plainly. If that's useful to you, stick around and tell me in the comments, what part of this hit you the hardest?